Happy Friday, March 3rd, 2023. I'm in the bar. You can probably hear the rain above. It's probably noisy. I don't know how noisy it is. It's a metal roof. Okay. Mitch just texted me. He says, let me know when you're set up so I can come over. So maybe he'll make it over for happy hour before happy hour ends this week. I guess we'll find out. Speaking of which, happy hour. Getting everything set up out here in the bar for the happy hour show today with Litecoin Lisa on her YouTube channel. It's going to be 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Like I was saying before, I apologize for the rain. Nasty weather. It's real spotty. So, you know, it looks like we're just going to get cold rain, which is miserable and noisy on the metal roof. But some other people are getting some snow, but looks like just cold rain. And then tomorrow it's going to be nice, and it's going to be almost 50, I think. 50s and 60 by Monday. The dogs are out here having a little happy hour session on their own. But got the pellet burner going, get some heat out here. I can stay out here. I'm fine by myself when it's cold, but if anybody comes out here, if I have any guests at the bar, they tend to get a little cold. I'm a little more, I don't know, conditioned for the cold weather, a little more insulation. I'm dressed up today though. Got a couple layers on. Got my Westwood shirt on. Daughters gave me that for my birthday. Super Westwood. Anyway, got that on. Maybe it was Christmas. I don't even know. Litecoin signs on. What are we at? $90 Litecoin right now. The market took a little bit of a dump yesterday. But I think you're cleaning out kind of some weak hands before the next leg up. I think March, we're definitely going to see Litecoin start moving up because time is a-wasting. See, it's a compression thing. So we're going to have Litecoin Pop before the halving this year. It's just, when is it going to happen? Will it occur just like it did the last two cycles? Similarly, might not be at the same time, you know, the 45 days before halving. Maybe it'll be sooner, maybe it'll be a little bit later. But I think before that halving, we're definitely going to see it run up. And the longer it goes before it starts popping up, the harder that pop's going to be. That rocket's going to go. It's going to definitely go. Seek out that 50 to 1 Bitcoin ratio. That's where I think it's going this year, before August. All right. Yeah, this morning. The trials and tribulations of Westwood. As I said, I'm kind of in that self-sabotage mode to where I'm doing things that, I don't know why I do them, why I make the decision to do them. Even if if I'm not doing anything wrong, it turns out wrong. I'm just in that time period. So this morning, it's cold out, so I took a pair of heavier socks out to put on. Usually I have the thin black ones, you know. No big deal. But today I knew it was going to be a little bit colder, so I took out the thicker, they're kind of like, not tube socks, but they're kind of, like whitish with gray in them, and, they got a little red ring around the top. And so and they're bundled together, the wife and daughter, they do the laundry. And so the socks, they're all bundled together nice, so I pull out the bundle, put them on this morning, put the one on, I'm like, all right. Put the other one on, I'm like, this one's different. So I've got two styles. One's a little thinner and doesn't go up as high on the leg. So I put the one on, then once I got the other one on, I realized, that's a different style. They're not exactly the same, which is not a big deal, but it is kind of annoying because one's a little bit shorter and not quite as thick. So it's inconsistent. Well, of course, I put the thick one on my bigger foot. So one foot's bigger than the other one, just a little bit. So when I put my shoes on, the one slips on no problem. The other one, I got to jam it, and I'm like, freaking shoe. I got to pull it back. Need a shoehorn. I think my parents have a shoehorn that long, so you can just stand there and do it. But yeah, every time. Well, of course I put the thicker sock on the bigger foot. Now, if I had done it the other way, it would have made more sense, but I didn't. And I'm not going to bend over again. I'm 50 now, I'm not going to bend over again and switch socks. And they're long socks, so I'm going to peel them off, and it's just not worth it. So, once again, I've self-sabotaged myself unconsciously. So that's what happened today. I'm going to try and not do anything else, to screw things up today. Maybe on happy hour I will. Mix the wrong drink. Maybe I'll get out some absinthe and see the green fairy and do something stupid. Who knows? I'll smoke a cigar and suck it too hard, and then I'll get the dry socket where the tooth was out. I don't know. I'm being real careful with the cigar, though. This one's a Serie V Maduro. I don't see as many of those. It's usually the Habano style wrapper. This one's the Maduro wrap. I like the Serie V's though. I like the flavor. You know. So that's pretty tasty. The big story of the day, and this just goes to show you exactly everything I rail against. The big story of the day is this guy in South Carolina. No, not Daddy O, even though he's texting me right now. It's the Murdaugh, you know, whatever, I don't know. Murdaugh. This guy was apparently convicted guilty of killing his wife and his daughter, or son, his son, I guess it was. I haven't been following it, but it's the top story on the news. The top story with everything that's going on, all the laundering, all the stuff going on overseas, all of the billions that are just getting created out of nothing when our debt ceiling hasn't been raised, but somehow we find money to give to other countries. All the garbage that's going on, all the information now coming out from big universities that are saying, oh, the government lied. The government told us wrong information. They put everybody at risk with the last pandemic by approving something that shouldn't have been approved and essentially trying to force it onto people. I mean, these people are all complicit. That's what upsets me. They were all complicit in this whole thing, in this narrative. And if they're legitimate institutions, universities, look how much money they get paid a year in tuition. And then they come out and support, they're the ones supposed to be questioning. They're supposed to be, you know, the free thinking think tanks, institutions, and questioning things that go on. Excuse me. They're supposed to search for truth. You know, higher learning. Yeah, right. They're high on something, all right. They're high on government money. You know, all these are bought and paid for. They've been infiltrated. And a lot of people will say it's the Chinese. You know, they put operators in place and that's part of the problem. But that could be it. But I look at it as, what's the source of the money? These dogs are going nuts up there. What's the source of the money? And the source of pretty much all money in existence today comes from the Federal Reserve Bank. Federal Reserve institution. So I got to look to blame the source of the money, where it comes from, because that didn't sound good. That's the problem. Dog will end up getting injured now because I let him run. Oh, man, I just come on, man. Give me a break once in a while. But you got to look at the source of the money, because if that weren't there, that unlimited spigot, and it's not a spigot, it's a spigot, S-P-I-G-O-T, spigot, not a spigot. I know, language, all that crap. But I want to let this go out. So if they're creating all this money, they're the source of the problem. You know, it may filter into all these other institutions, governments, you know, corrupt agencies that then fund things into existence, fund false narratives into existence, but you got to look at the source. And the only way to stop it is not to be cutting heads off the hydra and say, well, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad. You're all complicit because you're all fed from the same source. And you spring forth evil heads and deceptive heads. So the source is the money, and ultimately it's coming down to, it is the Federal Reserve, because they printed up all this money we didn't know about and flooded it and bailed out banks and governments, bought up their bills, treasury notes, and, you know, all that stuff, just to perpetuate the vampire casino. So we got to cut it off at the source, not the head, because the head's just the visible thing. It's like all these hydras, you know, and then there's this big body, but it goes underwater. And, you know, how deep does it go underwater? Is it like connected to the ocean floor and just tapped into that, pulling energy out of it? Yeah, kind of like that. So you got to uproot it and just basically just destroy it, drown it. Don't give it life, just like a vampire. Don't give it life. Don't give it energy. And the energy has been on the surface through an illusion, the money, but they've taken our energy to support the money. And they've deceived us into going along with the system. Just like right now, they're trying to get us to go along with a new war. This is the bad guy, this is the bad guy, we fight the bad guys. Yeah, And just make it end, make it stop. All we have to do is just stop funding it. Quit quit supporting it at every level, any way you can. Just stop supporting it. And you can look at it as, hey, if I'm going to get paid in these dirty fake reserve notes, Federal Reserve notes, I'm going to take them and put them into something like that. Right there. Right there. Sound money for the digital age. Put it in any other crypto. I'm not a Litecoin maximalist. I don't know if you can see. Maybe not. Right back here. It's over here. I can't even. It's back up in here. I don't even know. Why can't I see it? Anyway, there's a Bitcoin sign back there. I'm a crypto maximalist. Really, I'm a freedom maximalist, and crypto just happens to be that weapon right now that we can use to break free from a vampire casino and quit using their poker chips. Let's use ours, what we give energy to. Technology, truth, math, and that's really what it is. So, you know, these dogs are nuts. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm not going to talk too long. I just wanted to come out here and get the fire burning so that it's warm for happy hour, and then I can be in my Westwood t-shirt instead of all this garbage. Tune in 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel. Be a good time today. A lot of things to cover. And you know what? If we don't cover anything, I'll be having a few drinks. I don't know what I'm going to... I mean, I've got some bottles sitting out. I'm not going to start yet. I'd like to, but I'm going to wait. Hey, can you calm down? And so I'm sure one of the dogs will be out here for happy hour, so that'll make it real fun. All right, love y'all. Trust yourselves. Give energy to the things that have value. Don't give energy to the vampire casino. Hope to see you on happy hour. Have a wonderful Friday. Love y'all, and always, always, always trust yourselves. All right, next time.